angle.
Sorry.
Okay, so it's just hard to see in this angle.
Just gonna do a
and
little
Stuart Rhodes is
shorty
standing here
because I'm
behind
going
him.
to do a little
This lady,
for,
which one is
the
the Latinos for
podcast
Trump? Is
later.
That's
that
her
the-
right there.
in the orange jacket?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is this person in the
Isn't
black
that-
jacket?
Isn't that Kelly Sorrell? Or is it the other way around?
Is that Kelly
Okay,
Surreal?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
hold on.
Once they
We gotta go back and
Here,
talk about
make me-
this because this is kind
You know,
of silly.
Speaking of
Hold on one
Yep.
second.
to insurrection, the actual founder of the Proud Boys is Gavin McInnes. We talked about him on the show
butt
before.
dildo.
Yeah, so Gavin
Yeah.
McInnes, he's a weirdo, but he to prove that he was or wasn't a homosexual, I'm not really sure what his aim was.
It's like that scene in Dodgeball where he's like, "Bold move, Cotton."
I thought
the
it was like
strategy
if you
plays
can
out.
dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a
Dodge a
dildo, you can dodge a
can
ball.
dodge-
You can
Okay.
dodge. I don't know. But Gavin McInnes
Okay.
on air on his show, and this is what
Why would you do this
kind
on
of
air?
was his downfall, if you want to say, with his
Well-
audience, is he
the state's health department.
inserted
Maybe if it was
a
an
silicone
OnlyFans moment.
shaft into his,
Ah.
you know,
And how is that supposed to prove
backside
anything
to
but
prove that he wasn't or is. I'm not sure what the proof what they was trying to prove, but it,
how is that
It's
supposed
one
to
of those things
he
where
filmed
like,
it and
I'm
live
gonna-
streamed it.
I'm
right?
gonna, yeah,
I'm
because it's like
sorry, you consider
I'm
me
gonna
to
prove I'm
project
not
so
gay
much
by
shit
doing
that
something
it
that
just
they-
gets
that
on
they-
my
like
nerves
that
and
people you might
nobody
think would
takes
do.
you
Like,
I don't
it's
really-
weird. It's a weird
honestly-
strategy.
I mean,
the
I'm
projection
not.
is
I'm
just
not gonna say.
ridiculous with you
And
people.
I don't think sticking a sex toy where we're talking about is inherently gay, right?
It's not
No, I'm
inherently
I'm not
gay.
saying it's gay
And there
because I
are
mean
no
there's
straight
obviously like
dudes who
Well, I mean, it
do like
can
that.
be. I
there's
mean,
a-
it could be. I
for the
guess.
most
I don't know.
part.
It's
Right.
it. You know, it's
Doesn't
it could be
prove you're
painful. It could be
straight.
pleasurable. I don't
Well,
know.
I
So
mean,
it could
you know,
be,
there's the whole.
Not saying
It's a
that
spectrum.
you're
Sex
gay
and
either.
pleasure is a
Doesn't-
spectrum, okay?
I don't know. I
And
don't know.
orientation is a spectrum, especially when you're talking about sex toys.
Oh,
like boobs
please,
and
yes.
stuff. But
Right,
here's
especially when you got a shadow dick.
Please,
but here's
stop.
what I am saying is that
Please stop.
I don't know on this show if I'll ever jump the shark by live streaming sticking something in
Up
my
your
ass. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
how about
Just
this?
saying.
If you
Yeah.
do, let me know.
You're being
Well,
rude.
And I
will
won't
you
show up.
please stop me? That's all I ask. You're like,
I'll
you know,
kick you off the broadcast.
remember that one show where you were talking about Gavin McInnes and that you should never jump the shark by sticking in your.
Oh my
Maybe we should
God.
review that footage.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. Here's the video of a bunch of dildos. Speaking of dildos, standing around in a parking garage trying to
Bunch of
overturn our
dildos.
government. Again, you see here in the hat. Holy shit, he doesn't have. Does he?
No,
have
he
shit?
does. He does.
Oh, he does. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just hard to see.
Watch, you'll see it from another angle.
Okay, so it's just hard to see in this angle. And then Stuart Rhodes is standing here behind him.
Okay.
This lady, which one is the
Ed
Latinos for
Sheeran.
Trump? Is
That's
that
her
the,
right there.
in the
Yeah.
orange
One
jacket?
his.
Okay,
and
so
you
who
know
is
what?
this person
There
in
were
the
a
black?
bunch of us
Isn't that Kelly
who said Ed
Or is the other
should
one?
Is
not
that Kelly
lose this.
Surreal? Okay,
He should never lose
Once they
this.
play it, then we'll know.
Okay, let's
And even
let's
a few
play it,
people
and
who
you guys
do
can listen
music theory
to
actually
the
did a couple of
seditious
YouTube
conspiracy
things.
that was happening in a parking
I'll
garage.
link
They were
them
documenting it.
in the
It's kind of
thing
crazy.
below when I post this.
Several of his members have also been arrested. Prosecutors allege some Oath Keepers may have been planning the attack as early as November. Rhodes himself has not been arrested.
Pleasure's all mine, brother.
He's joined by Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers
You
militia.
know, the one who shot
Stupid
himself in the
Rhodes.
eye,
Found
Stuart
it.
Rhodes.
I love the fucking accent.
who was
don't
white,
you?
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, what's funny? So here's the
sound
thing.
like,
That video was
that
on
a botched
YouTube,
Suicide.
and there's a longer
kinda
version that
weird.
was on YouTube.
Well,
And
if
they
you
did a
listen to some of the
documentary,
shit that
Channel
was
4, the
coming out,
British
it was like, wow.
news.
Well, the
news
Proud
station.
Boys and the Oath
Wow.
Keepers were like, "Hey,
What
come."
you people will put up with.
Right. So they had they had footage of him going to the courthouse that day, right? And they were like, "Look, you got," or
Right,
the
the
day
Trump
before,
hit
and they're like,
the
"Look, you got to get the
devastating
fuck
court
out of
order in New
DC,"
York AG's
because
case
it was after he had
is-
gotten in trouble
You're
for
talking about Enrique
I have to
Tarrio?
admit that.
yeah,
Because he wasn't supposed. He was
Yeah.
barred from DC. The judge
Right.
said you cannot enter the city limits.
yeah. And that was after he had been found guilty of
Right, because-
burning the Black Lives Matter
Right,
flag that was
right,
outside the church.
right.
Got in trouble.
And
They
served
said, "You gotta
time.
go." He said, "Okay, I'll
And
go. I'll
served
go."
time.
And then what we find out is that the night of the 5th,
My God.
January 5th, they met in a parking garage to have this shady seditionist meeting.
Again, I will keep
and
asking.
it was
I'm
all
going
part of
to
this documentary,
ask over
right?
and
this
over again.
This like little documentary
Every time you talk about conservatives,
online.
I
And
want to
people are
know
like, "Hey,
what
we
it
got
is they're fucking
segment,
conserving.
and this is a documentary. It got
Because
fucking
I've
pulled
yet to
down
find any
because
GOP
the
member that is
documentary,
conserving any form of money.
The documentarian
They're not.
was
Show
then
me
brought
how.
in.
Yeah, they were subpoenaed,
The only
right?
And it
thing
was
that they seem
subpoenaed,
to be
and he
So
had
they
conservative
pulled that
is
footage
a
down, and that's
bullshit white
why it was tough
supremacy.
for us to find. When you
Right.
found
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all that conservatism is
You know what I
left.
mean?
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
It took a lot of
The rest
digging
ain't
and
there.
fucking
It just
sleuthing,
ain't
but I
there.
found it.
Sorry.
But yeah,
I'm
the
trying
reason
to
they
do
took
my
it down was
news.
because they were using it as evidence to show
Read it. Hear
in
it. Touch it.
the actual Jan 6 hearings,
I
and that's
needed
when
to
they brought
refresh
it.
it. Sorry.
Guess what, bitch? The internet's forever.
Because the White House is holding a
internet
press
forever.
conference,
I don't normally show
and that
polls,
always
right?
kind of
And,
screws up
I'm gonna
my
get
news
What kind of
screen.
polls?
There's a center screen that goes like
Get
this.
your
by the
fucking
way.
mind out of. Oh,
Well, I don't
look
know.
at
I'm
the
like,
news.
we have polls on the show all the time because we do polls for
Right.
for Bonehead.
well, but that's our poll. That's
Oh.
kind of we're
All right,
making
okay.
jokes. I'm talking about actual polls. But
That's what
these
I'm
are-
asking. Like, what kind of
It's
polls?
just
Well,
crazy.
this poll here is a Twitter poll.
Oh, is that that's not a real poll.
this is the
Right.
one I wanted to
I
see
know it's
about.
are any poll.
Is
Will you bear with me? I'm trying to get through the bit here. God damn it. I'm trying to get through the transition. So we don't normally show polls because polls are shit. Whether they're Twitter polls or they're done by some fucking polling agency.
Thank
They're
you.
shit. They're normally just absolute
They're
trash.
crap.
And
because
this one
this way
is
you do
trash,
polls now
but
just
it's
doesn't work.
hilarious.
Give me a group.
I sent it to you
a-
last
a-
night. It's from
one
a
that's been done
representative
through
named Jason Zachary in
groups,
Tennessee.
not through polls like
thought-
this, and I'll listen to it.
He thought he would take to Twitter and then he'd be like, hey, everybody out there on Twitter, now that it's a bunch of right wingers, let's see
Because
if they think it's the guns, right? And you know what I'm talking about. So the guy's like, he loads the question even. This is fucking hilarious. He loads the question. What do you feel is the core issue driving the evil acts of violence we are seeing in our country? Like he loads it, right?
Oh my God.
He
Holy
says
shit.
sin,
This
dummy.
bullshit.
mental health.
Oh, of course he puts
What do
sin
you
at the
care?
top.
Even though you're a legislator,
Which
you're not going to
means
fix that
he
problem.
wanted sin to
And
be
then
the number
breakdown
one.
of family.
And then
What the
mental health.
fuck does that mean?
And the breakdown
And then
of family,
guns.
which is the bullshit.
And I don't know if you
The
can
breakdown, because the
That
breakdown
is
of family, they're
always-
gonna what they're
Now,
trying.
hold on. Sin, your bullshit of a religion that is only a religion that you believe in because it goes along with your white supremacy, Mr. Jason Zachary, representative. The mental health, because it goes along with your bullshit of, oh, it's mental health. We can blame mental health, even though you will do absolutely fucking nothing about it. As a matter of fact, everything you're doing takes away all of the things that would help with mental health. You know, like Obamacare. Yeah, so don't give me this bullshit that you somehow care about mental health. And the breakdown of the family is also the bullshit of your bullshit religion. Because you don't believe in any form of a religion. Because you're going to say something about a Bible that you've never fucking read. Because the Bible that you're talking about is a Bible that has nothing to do with the original Bible. Because if you've read that Bible, you're sitting here going, what the fuck are all you people talking about? Oh, you're using Christianity and saying it's, oh, no, that's just white supremacy. Sorry. Sorry. That's all that is.
Trying to do is they're trying to like, oh, the nuclear family.
Right.
If you don't have
The
both
bullshit.
parents in the household, you're
Yeah,
going to have
but
a single
well,
parent.
but
mother
I
and
think
father
it's a
problem.
more of a dog whistle than that. I think the dog whistle.
no, definitely.
I think the
definitely.
dog
I mean,
whistle
it's-
is you can't have two mommies and two daddies.
No, read
That'll-
that fucking
that'll
I think
break
it's,
my
I think it's also
shingles
I think
type
it's
shit.
also a dog
Nope.
whistle against
Nope.
them being like,
Just
oh
bullshit.
look, the breakdown of the family
Women are
happens
property
within
and
the
blah,
black
blah,
community,
blah.
Right.
And it's
Well,
always a black single mother,
absolutely.
and yeah, that's why they're always going to play that.
Well, yeah, well, and that's but
Just never
breakdown
read
of family. What does that mean?
That's a
Breakdown
nice
of
way
family.
of saying I'm racist.
Right. Well, I mean,
you. I'm
so
a
is
racist.
sin. Man,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm a white Christian
Touchdown.
nationalist. Sin? Really? Listen, if you think people committing sin is the problem of committing sin, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
You are a stupid fuck.
They're like, I will commit all of the. You know what? I will go against the 10 Commandments. Everything that God said not to do, I will do those things.
Do it.
And then say,
The new form
but I'm
of
still a
radio
Christian.
and do it
Right.
the
Sins
right
that
way.
you guys do.
Right.
Nope,
Oh my
nope.
God. But poor Jason, right? And
he wanted
he's
that
appropriately
sin
named here.
and that
Jason
mental health.
Zachary. He's got two
He
first
wanted
names.
that.
I don't
Just
know.
tell.
You know, listen, these people with these two first names.
Yeah, these people with these two
Right,
first
I
names,
know.
you can't trust them, can you?
These people with these two first names, you know what I'm talking about? You can't trust these motherfuckers. But Jason
Poor
Zachary here, this did not go the way you want. So his final result, man, he racked up some votes, 113,000 almost.
Yeah.
That's a lot of votes for a Twitter poll.
On Twitter.
I'm surprised that he even threw guns in there. Like,
Well,
and
he
he's
was
a blue
thinking it was
check.
going to be
He was
sin or
he was
yeah,
expecting the opposite result.
right.
Because
you
he
can tell what
loaded.
he wanted one
Because
and two to
we
be.
try this all the time too, where we try to load the choice
You
that we
almost
want in
always
the
put
first
the
spot,
two in the top
and we
two.
know the one that we're gonna get is in the last spot. But we
Yeah.
try to load and see if it makes a difference. Sometimes it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
because. Like we try that with Bonehead all the time, like we're trying to reload him or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like
Well,
okay,
yeah, like
audience. We'll be honest, we're trying to fucking
Yeah.
He
But
to
also,
vote a
like,
certain way.
if someone was on the poll the previous week, then I will change the order,
Right.
so that they're not in the same spot. You know,
Right. So it doesn't look like we
Right,
just
right.
copy and paste, which we totally did not do. No, but we don't load the bonehead question, right? We're just like, who's the bonehead of the week?
it's
We
just
don't
like, who
even
is it?
we don't even explain why. Like
Yeah.
we're not like, here's this reason why this person.
we say comment your reason,
Right.
and some
Give
people
us
do,
your
some people don't, but it's just like, who is the bonehead of the week? Here are the contestants. Tell
vote
us.
and then tell us why if you want to.
It's a very neutral question.
And then usually down in the comments are like, why can't I select all of them?
Yeah.
Why is there all of the above? And we're like, because we can't
Every
make
week
all
it
of
would
the
be all
above.
of
Because if
the
we did all the
above.
above, it would turn
Bonehead.
out like the fucking
Every-
guns answer.
Right.
Right.
It would
be
look like
yeah,
this
every week. Would
every
be all
fucking
of the
week.
above.
And we would have to be like, well, all the above one, all the above is bonehead of the week.
Yeah. Every episode, I would be making graphics that had everyone's
All
face
the-
on the winner.
Right. Well, they would just be all of
All
the above.
Yeah.
We would
every
have to
week.
sign
So it'd be
some
like, what's the
kinda
difference from
avatar.
like this week? Yeah.
Right. Everyone
People
would
gotta- people have to-
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they have to be clear winners.
all
you
of
know?
the above.
And sometimes we have to take people off the bonehead poll because they lived there for like 4 weeks. Like George Santos lived in the bonehead poll for like 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So we're like, man, we can't have him on there
Can't have
again.
him
We got to
on
make
every
him
week.
the DM
You know,
or the outbook.
speaking of George Santos,
Yeah.
and it's actually going to be in the what was that I have coming up is for the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
He made a video preemptively before
we
the
do
dinner
have-
and was like, I've been told on good authority that I'm the number one roast, like the topic of roasting at the White House
did
Correspondents'
they give
Dinner.
any jokes?
One joke. And it was Roy Wood
Oh,
Jr.
fuck.
came in, did the classified joke.
50,000.
And I forget if he did another joke. And
God.
he did a
Somewhere
self-deprecating
around
joke,
3 million.
and then he hit it with the George Santos joke, which was George Santos
3
is a
million?
journalist that was awarded
Probably
blah blah
the
blah
number if
scholarship
you look into
at
the
this
statistics
dinner,
of
right?
open
Of course,
jobs,
that's
it's
100% the
probably
truth,
Yeah,
right?
filled
and that was
by
the
most
only
of
joke
those
that he got.
migrants.
The only fucking joke he got.
It's just
So
a
it was
matter
pretty
of
funny
whether they'll
to,
do it
or it's
legally.
It was pretty
or
funny to see him
illegally.
be like, I've been told on good authority, I'm gonna like. Of
Go
all the
research the
newsworthy
numbers.
things that
I'm
happened,
not
he's
making
like,
these up.
I'm gonna beat out everything else. It's like,
I'm the
dude.
biggest liar, so they're going to make the biggest jokes about me. So the moral of the story here is that Jason is a fucking idiot.
A lot of those 3 million
The moral of the
are
story is,
very
it's the
seasonal
gun.
jobs.
It's
right,
the
right.
fucking guns.
It is
They
the-
come and go.
And clearly,
Very much
people,
spread
even on
across the
Twitter,
country, but
think
they're
it's
very much jobs that
the gun.
we will
Like,
not
I wonder if we made a
cover
poll that
from
said,
white dudes wanting to do these
what do you
jobs,
think
and
is
they will
the
be done by
leading
these
problem,
migrants. And I hate to tell you that it's just a reality. And the
what
fact
do
that
you
your food
what
doesn't
would you
cost
say is
3
the
times
leading
what it
cause
does
of
is
gun
the fact
violence in
they'll
America?
do it.
Guns. It's the guns.
It's
It's the fucking guns.
It's the migrant.
Fuck
It's
me,
always
it's the
picking
guns.
things
It's
up
always
that
the
is
guns.
Fuck me,
the
it's always
reason
been the
doesn't
fucking
cost 3
guns.
times what it
Right.
is.
Like, I would love to see
Sorry.
that poll.
I know you don't want
Put
to
it
hear
up.
that.
All
Do
right.
it right now.
I'm sure it would be the last one.
I mean,
It's always been the
it doesn't
fucking
cost
The
us
people
anything
that
to
they're
do polls.
screaming at.
I
Oh
mean,
my
it
God.
costs Jason here his
We could-
reputation
if we
on
actually did
how
do-
you should put a Twitter poll. I'm surprised he didn't delete this, man. Gotta
That's
feel like
what's
an
amazing
asshole,
that he
It
right?
didn't delete it.
Man, it's something.
Because most of the time when these guys don't
Fucking
get their
Jason.
way, they
Again,
just
that's
go.
about the
"Click."
only poll I'm going
Oh,
to
no,
show
I
you
never
here on
had
the
that.
Tony
That was
Michaels
never
podcast.
We
Let's
never
see.
said
What
that.
else did I have?
We
To,
didn't
oh,
say
fuck.
anything
You know what we
about
missed yesterday? And you know what we might have to do? How long is your, what was
Just
it?
a cute.
How long is it?
Cute.
Is it 6 minutes?
Really quick.
It's like 7 something. Like, I mean, there's a 30-second thing at the end, so it's like 8 minutes.
So you know what we should do? Let's do like a preview of it. If we run out of time. I want to play part of it.
Yeah.
I want to play part of it at least. But the one thing I want to get to that we fucking missed yesterday, I don't want to go without talking about for too long because it's gonna is the Tucker Carlson fucking text
Right.
message. So you tweeted this with the actual
God.
text message from January 7th, 2021.
Yeah.
Note the date.
How do I
It's the day
feel about that
after
damn thing?
the
Because that's
insurrection.
been going around for a while.
You tweeted this text message from Tucker Carlson contributed to a chain of events that ultimately led to him getting fired.
Chain of events.
Quote from the text message.
I'm
found
beginning
myself. This is Tucker Carlson quote.
To get a little frustrated with the way it's
now. This is to a producer, correct?
being
I got that right?
One of the show producers.
Okay, so this is one of the show producers. He's texting
put forth.
in a private thread. He says, "quote
Maybe
I
it's
found
because
myself
Tucker's been
rooting for
such
the mob
a fucking
against the man,
little shithead
hoping
of a white
they'd
supremacist,
hit him harder,
KKK
kill
adjacent
him.
motherfucker.
I really wanted
that
them
literally
to hurt
got
the kid.
out of a
I
number
could
of his lawsuits by literally saying you can't listen to what I'm saying and take it seriously.
Invested in the future of America.
I mean, that's what still irks me to no end and actually throws away so much of the legitimacy of our court system today, right now.
From the world.
Literally throws it into the dustbin of history as being just another
Tepeza is
piece of colonial white supremacy et al.
not just the symptoms. In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10
When literally
people had less eye bulging. Tepeza
half of the court
may have infusion reactions.
is filled with people taking bribes,
High blood pressure, fast heartbeat,
literally.
or muscle pain. Before getting Tepeza, tell your doctor diabetes,
Gorsuch has gotten caught now.
become pregnant,
Thomas has gotten caught now.
don't have diabetes,
Roberts has gotten caught now.
ulcerative colitis. Now, I'm ready.
Sorry, it's just that they're just and when
Eye specialist.
somebody like Fox
After photo.
can get away with literally their 8 p.m. hour on a company called Fox News, be able to say, no, I'm just an opinion dude and you shouldn't be listening to anything I say.
At T-Mobile, your business will save over $1,000. What are you going to do with it?
I could use a new sign.
With T-Mobile for Business, save more than $1,000 versus
Yet the same kind of lawsuit
never raise your rate plan ever.
is won by MSNBC because they actually did report the news. It's mind-numbing why you don't understand that people have a 28% view of the Supreme Court. It's just, how can you not? When shit like that is just you're just smacked with it every fucking day. Court after court allows cops to just poof off. Allows Fox News to get away with poof. The only way they get held any accountability is when a company finally exposes their shit to the public outside the court. So that literally before the court can even do anything about it, before it even finishes in court, they have to settle and get rid of these people. And you don't understand why the court's got a 28% approval.
Aced it. Oh my God, man. So what do you mean? Because this text message isn't start a big chain of events like text message events that got him fired. You're saying this coming to light, right?
Yeah.
Is the chain of
Yeah,
events.
yeah, because what happened was
explain that to us, and then we'll read a little bit
so
more.
there
of this
there was a New York Times article that came out last week that basically said on the eve of the Dominion case starting trial.
Excuse me.
This was a Monday or a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Just-
It was like
Because
so
they
it was-
pushed it back
can't
and they
remember.
delayed it
Right,
because
right.
they were
So
trying
it's
to
finally
reach
gonna
their,
happen.
their
Right. It was-
agreement.
it was going to finally take place.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, great, jury's been selected, we're all good to go. And then and they settled the case. It was like minutes,
What?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, right before
See,
the
and
judge
if
was going to appoint a special
I'm
master.
sorry, the story that's down at the bottom.
Right.
that
because
was
that
one
was-
of the next. That was
Right,
one
so
of
that
the
was in
next
response
That's
to
coming
Fox
up
News
on
being like,
three.
"Oh,
Right.
we didn't give you everything, my bad,"
That's
and
gonna
then the
be
judge is going to be like,
and I-
"Yeah, the
We
judge was
left
like,
out
okay,
the
we need
text
to."
message where Tucker Carlson
Yeah.
wanted someone to
is
die.
what the fuck
So
GOP
then,
want.
so then what
Oh,
happens
fuck.
is
They
there's this
don't
article
want-
that comes
they-
out last week
they
from New York
want
Times,
G-
and they reveal
they're
that
ready for the robot to take over.
these execs,
They
for
just
whatever
don't
reason,
understand that eventually they're going to have to
finally
find the
got
labor
wind
to
of
fix the
these
robot
messages,
from the kids.
clips,
And that's
videos,
what they
whatever.
want, too.
And some of those things have been leaking to Media Matters. Some aren't as bad,
Oi,
but I think
it's just pissing
there's
me
like
off.
an overall strategy.
No end. This is what they fucking want.
Which I'll
and
talk about in a
nobody
second.
seems
But
to be able to
the
say,
message
hey,
is
why
that
is it we're leaping
They
towards
talked
this
about in this
bullshit
initial article
again?
from the New York Times. They said, "Oh,
again.
well, it looked like there were some text that caused executives to be kind of worried, right, of the things that he
Labor
was saying."
of children. Yay.
And again, all of this stuff will
maybe
become public.
you've forgotten those pictures.
It has now,
Maybe you
but
haven't
all this stuff will
gone
become
and looked
public
at those labor
through the trial.
of children
And I think a lot of that stuff they were trying to
How
avoid,
many
you know,
of them
tarnishing
lost
the brand and
limbs from those
admitting fault in many ways and this and that.
pictures.
And so this is one of those messages that they say kind of like sounded the alarm for the Fox execs to be like, you know what? We should actually reconsider this. I don't know if this is a good idea to go full force in this trial. And I wouldn't be, I mean, I'm very confident that there's going to be other text messages, just like I believe.
So you don't think this is the worst one?
No, I don't think it's the worst one.
Oh,
Are you telling-
fuck.
are you-
Well, let's read
are
this
you-
one then.
Are you-
There is still more to come.
He says a
from
lot of
Tucker.
crazy
I think
shit
there's such
on
much
his
more
show.
to come.
Right, I know,
This
but
is the
much
first
more
one,
to
yeah,
come
because
from Tucker.
he's like, "Oh, I wanted to kill him,"
Well, the
and then
thing
when we get
is-
to the end, he's like, "Oh, should I be feeling this way?"
Will,
yeah, he
will
got a
the
cut on
court
himself.
take
Yeah.
away
Okay,
the right
so
to
listen to
vote
this. Again, this
before
is from
we
January
can fix the
7th.
court?
2021. This is the day after the
Because
insurrection.
that's what they're trying to
He's
do. They're
speaking
trying to
about
get to the point where they can say,
specifically,
get
after
back to the
witnessing it,
legislature
on the
only
live footage,
being able to
the
appoint
feed that he
every
received.
senator and every
So
Congress.
here's what he says. Tucker Carlson tweet
So that
or
they can have
text
the
one of his
legislation
producers. A couple weeks
the
ago, I
way
was
they
watching a
want,
video of
which
people
means
fighting
we're
in the
no
street
longer
in
in
Washington.
any form
Group
of a
Trump
democracy.
guys
Sorry.
surrounded and
But that's what they
Antifa
want to get
kid
to.
and started pounding the living
And do
shit
it
out of him.
legally.
It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight. He can't go without the racism.
I
right?
mean, gotta
The problem
say,
is,
he's gotta get the
men-
white
we're gonna get
supremacy.
White
saved
men
by
throw
all
the
this
fisticuff stuff. You know?
What? Does he think because your skin is white, you're more honorable when you fight? Trust me when I say this. Listen, if you ever got in a fight with me, I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't care if you're 6 foot, if you're 5'5". I'm going to fight dirty. I'm going to pick something up and I'm going to fucking beat you with it. That's how I was raised. The place that I came from, you didn't fight fucking fair, man. That is not how you fought. This white man shit, what is he talking about? Like, we
because
carry
that's
around
the-
boxing
the-
gloves
the-
with us.
of
Like,
course,
you wanna-
bullshit of
Let
history.
me just roll up my
It was
sleeves and
fisticuffs.
put
It
these
was
gloves
slap.
on.
What
And we
the
do-
He's like,
fuck?
let me
What
just
the
and we do,
throw
and
some
we
gunpowder in
and
my
we
fucking
tear
Come on,
cases,
man.
and we turn.
Listen, again,
What-
where I came
what?
from, you didn't fight fair. Because if you fought fair, you got your ass kicked.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you
The
got your
assumption,
ass handed.
unless you're in
What?
a confined
utter
space or like you have
bullshit.
set restrictions, like
Yeah, but
hey,
that's
this is a
that's a sanctioned boxing
no, I
match or
know.
some
That's what I'm
shit.
saying. Like if you're doing like martial
Exactly.
arts or
Is that what he's
boxing
talking
or whatever.
about?
No,
This
I
is
don't know.
street brawl.
I
This
think
is
he's-
street brawl,
I think,
man.
Yeah, I know. And in street, dude, anything goes. Fucking, there are no rules.
Is there a video clip of that he's talking about here that people have found?
Yeah,
that they don't. Okay, so he goes on to say once he gets past his white supremacy here because he thinks white men fight different or some shit.
They fight
he's trying to
pure.
pull his
Ugh,
bullshit.
yeah, pure-blooded
that he
fights or
somehow
some shit. Wow,
you're
I don't know.
better
It's racist,
because
so it's
when you
not-
fight
then
as a
again,
white man,
throw
you
that
do it
in.
correctly.
It's just funny
and
that
everything
he,
you do
he
is
throws
right.
the dog whistles in
What
with
the
the text from
bullshit?
his producer, right?
What
They
the
write this
bullshit?
shit into the show, but he's writing it into a private text to his producer. It's
Why
not
is he writing this text?
I mean, it is Tucker Carlson. So
What the fuck?
should I read it in Tucker's new voice?
Oh god.
I'm sorry.
Suddenly, I
For
found
those of you
myself
who don't
rooting
get
for the
why
No,
I
I
still
can't do it.
believe
The mob
Russia
against the
has
man,
everything over
hoping
the
they'd
GOP.
hit him harder.
And is the only
kill
reason
him.
that they
That's the part
always
where
go
he
along
wants
with
the
what Vlad
kid,
wants
quote,
is they
kid.
fucking have every
Okay?
dime
He's
of
calling him a
everything that
kid,
they ever said.
to die. I
Because
really wanted
the
him.
GOP
them
servers
to
were
hurt the
probably
kid.
wide
I
open, and they were
could
everything they
taste
did.
it, he said.
Because they sure
Oh my
projected
God.
back to us
What the fuck? He
every
could taste
goddamn
it.
day.
Man, I've been in some fights in my day, right?
Yeah.
And I never tasted a fight. I watch.
You know what that's called? That's
When-
called
yeah?
fucking being a Nazi. That's called no, honestly, but it's the like
Oh, there's got to be some sort of
that
psychosis to this.
vitriolic anger, right?
Right.
That like, oh god, I gotta all based on the idea of like how this person
why
identifies,
are you so hateful?
how they present themselves, right? Just based
What-
on the way in which they look and they.
Well, you
know,
sent me the clip. Is he Antifa, quote unquote, in the clip, or have you watched
no,
it?
he's just a fucking protester. It looks like.
Oh,
But
okay. Okay. Well, let's continue
I
with
think this-
Tucker's,
Yeah.
and then we'll watch the clip that Tucker watched and see if we get the same visceral feeling that we want them to kill the kid. I don't know. Maybe we'll get there, but I doubt it. He goes on to say, then somewhere deep in my brain, oh my God. Listen, man, when you're typing out Alex Jones type lizard brain shit stuff,
Yeah.
Well,
come
I mean,
on,
oh my
man.
God.
So he says, Tucker
How do you
Carlson,
type
he
that
really
shit out?
texts
You
this
don't
shit.
type that out?
Then somewhere deep in my
You
brain,
grab
an
it,
alarm
you
went
let-
off.
You let
This
the
isn't good for me.
dictation word
He
do it.
says,
Because you
I'm
just
becoming
can't- you
something
you
that I
can't sit here
don't
and
want to
do
be.
that.
Oh, just now you're realizing
Yeah.
that.
The
that
funny
you're a
thing is that
shit
Learn how to do it,
that
at
he
least.
is literally like. It's not like he's like saying this on a call or saying in video, right? When you're sending a text, you could be like, okay, no, I shouldn't say that. Delete it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He literally just goes like, it's almost like he did speech to text and he was like, so there I was watching this video and I really wanted to fucking jump in on the fight myself. And I wanted
But
to
I
hit
would
the
get my
kid.
ass kicked.
Yeah. But then I realized I had a bow tie on. And then they probably choked me out.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So is there a way for you to write a parody of this, or even maybe get AI to write a parody of this since there's a writer's strike? I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay,
I'll take it. I'll take it and I'll spit it. I'll tell you what ChatGPT comes up with.
Okay, so let's continue to. It says, I'm becoming something that I don't want to be. Yeah, no, none of us want you to be that. By the way, Tucker.
Thank you.
Antifa
None of
creep
us.
is a human being.
None of us
Oh
want
man,
you to be
he
there.
finally realizes that people are humans. That's incredible.
Also, the
You should
ability, he's
like
like,
this,
oh, this
not
kid's
forget
Antifa.
my
Like, what the
The
fuck?
wrong thing.
Okay, so he says, much as I despise
Sorry,
what he says
I
and
reopened
does,
that.
much as I'm
As I
sure
knew in
I'd
the
hate
background
him
for one
personally if I knew him, I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. Oh man, his conscience is kicking in on this text message. I should be bothered.
Why
by
was he sending
I
the
should
text
remember that
message?
someone-
I don't get what the-
somebody probably
Why are you
loves
sending this kind of a text
it
message?
and would be crushed if he was killed. If I don't care about those things, if I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is? I'm just excited I read it, his cadence.
Yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
fucking
I
crazy.
can understand
Okay,
why
so
you get
while
your
you're doing that,
thoughts
let's
out.
watch the clip that Tucker was talking
but
about.
maybe,
So I don't know if this is the
maybe
clip,
Tuck
but I
Tuck,
think so.
you
This is an
should
article
just
that was
start
linked
a journal.
underneath of someone's like, I think they're
You
talking
know-
about
you know what
this.
you do with
so
that
he
journal?
may or may not be talking about this.
Right, so this
you
was-
throw it into
They
a
said,
place
wait,
where
is he,
it's
well,
never
the
going to get seen
Chuds of
again.
TikTok commented on.
I mean,
and
maybe
said, wait,
your
is he
family
talking about
will
the one
read
of
it
the people that
and
were hospitalized with stab wounds
publish it
by
later,
Proud Boys
but
in December
that's how
2020?
that kind of shit goes.
Ah, son of a bitch. Hang on, let me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute this thing for real quick.
ChatGPT is writing this thing for me.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me mute.
I told
this.
it to rewrite the message in the style of satire and parody. So it's
Let's
taking
see
a
what
minute
it does, because
to
it's
work
just
through
going to
fucking
block
Tucker's
you guys
white
have already
supremacy
written and try and do it
vitriolic
that way.
murder text.
ChatGPT's like, wait, you want me to make jokes about what?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the clip that some people are assuming. This was released by The Guardian.
The Guardian. jeez.
Now, not in conjunction with this.
Now the
text
Proud
message.
Boys.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Some
that
people are thinking that this is the clip Tucker
Yeah,
may
so
or
I
may
don't know
not
if this
have
is
Plus of the
I
Proud
watched the
Boys
video,
being
I've
found
never seen it. It's only a minute long, so let's
guilty of seditious conspiracy is
let me unmute it.
something that Donald should be a little fearful of.
Proud Boys.
And he keeps acting as if he can just get elected, and it's going to be the end. I put to you that it may be that he may not be eligible to run before the end of the primaries.
I haven't seen 3-on-1 yet.
And that may be a
So
big,
like
humongous deal.
Man March.
I'm just saying timing, if he does what I think he's going to do.
Look for the
Yeah, yeah,
the
because of course,
electoral
like,
college
well,
campus.
Like,
Where's
and-
the campus of the electoral college? Here they are.
I know a lot of
marching
people will go,
towards the
well, it's
college.
just going to help the Republicans. It's just going
White
to.
supremacists.
I keep
Scroll down the
screaming. You know,
I think it might
there's
be-
a reason the gerrymander
I
didn't work,
and maybe it was one of the first.
and it's not
Yeah, maybe.
because they didn't try.
That's
Because damn it, they did try. It's because you can only lie for so long.
I mean, there's a lot of fighting, so it's
You can
probably hard
only
to determine
cry
what
wolf
exactly
so long before you get
about, but That
eaten.
may or may not be one of the clips. But I mean,
And the more you look at what they keep doing
the idea is
with
that
this cry wolf,
that it's,
with this transgender look over here,
what he's saying
no
here
guns are
in
fine, look
text
over
message
there,
is that
is eventually it's going
probably
to eat
traveled.
you. And it's starting
Because
to
they say
happen, and I
he
think
says
that's
group
what's
of
going to
tough
happen
guys, which that's
to Trump, too. Is it ate him,
more
and
than
it's going to
likely
eat
Proud
him
Boys.
big time
Now they're
soon.
fucking
Bigger than you
convicted
think.
of seditious
Much bigger.
conspiracy.
I mean, fuck around, find
Oh
out, right?
my
Right.
God. I mean, you can't get any more. Dude, you're on the wrong side of history, Tucker, and you're spelling it out here right in your text message to your producer. But what did you mean?
But why is he
exactly
text
by
messaging his producer this
is what
way?
led to Tucker
Well, I don't-
being
what-
fired? I mean, what do you think?
So,
I'm
what about
trying
well,
to
this is
figure
one
out
of the
this
things.
is
Like,
not-
obviously,
in
not all
hell's
of them, but I
name.
think that
If I had a
created
producer
the
right
the
now
liability of it?
I think
Or-
liability, but also like the
who is definitely
I
not
mean,
probably
like,
going to be right here
remember
next to
that
me.
at the
He's
end
probably
of
going to be in
2022,
another
Fox
city.
News had about $4
Dealing with
billion
doing
in
the
cash
script
from
writing
Capitol
and
Limp. You were
pulling
looking at a $1.6
clips,
billion
right?
defamation lawsuit.
Why
and
am
a
I texting him
$2.7
that
billion
shit?
defamation lawsuit.
What the fuck?
Those together get you
Why?
$4.3 billion, right?
A lot of it's a lot of
Why
money.
are you
money.
putting this
I
shit
mean,
out?
even for Harlan Hitler, that would be some scratch.
Right, and I don't know
Jesus.
what the payment plan is for that kind of shit, but
Payment play? You mean like monthly payments?
yeah, like if you're like, oh, I'll put it on layaway and I gotta, I'll come back and pay it off later. But
Did you say layaway?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh my
You're like,
God,
look,
does
I'll put
layaway
that.
still
I'll put that.
exist? I remember
Yeah, I
layaway.
think layaway. Like I'll put
Does
layaway.
Hey,
Does
you know
Walmart
what?
still have layaway?
Target still has it, and so does Walmart. Go look as we get closer to the holiday. Yes, they still have it, especially in larger cities.
Well, I don't know if they charge you for it, but I remember
Yes,
one
they do
time
charge
you'd be
you
like,
for it.
oh, for
Oh, yeah,
$5,
fuck, man.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
they charge
put
you
this
for
and
it.
I can come
But
back
no,
and
it's
reserve
not, it's
it.
not
you
that
know,
much.
Which is a crazy
It still
business
makes
model,
it a
but-
deal.
I used to,
Because
dude.
for
I
the
used
most
to put a
part,
ton
it
of shit on
allows you to
layaway.
layaway shit
I used to
that's
put a
still
ton of
on
shit on
sale and
layaway.
get the sale
I mean,
price.
because, I had to
Even
buy
with
like
the-
alcohol.
even with the
Right,
for
right,
the
like,
costs,
get it, like,
it's usually better.
At
At least it used to be in the day.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
Stretch
it.
out your money, man.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So gave them some extra sales, and it
you
still
think
does.
that there's worse text messages coming, and that's the reason why Fox News said this is just untenable.
I
There's
think
no
that
way
there's-
we're going to be
I
able to
think-
explain
I don't
them.
even know if it's text
Yeah,
messages.
I think Fox News.
I think there's
going to
be
Things
recordings.
wouldn't be released, and I think that when you've centered your program around this main person, right? You have a streaming service, that
Your
subscription
world.
service, Fox Nation, that is solely centered around Tucker
They
Carlson.
call it the Tucker Carlson Originals, and that what they call it?
Yeah, Tucker Carlson original. And so
I mean,
I
it's
would
his,
say-
his
except for
name.
if you're a
is in
musician.
this
Yeah.
fucking-
And
the other thing too is that 8
even
p.m.
then-
spot with all the eyes on that spot. He's the most
You should
viewed
not,
person on that network.
it should not
because
be
of-
about
and
one
there's still
thing.
it's still not doing well. I mean, even with
Yeah.
the new guy,
Even as
after
a
Brian
musician, what you want
Kilmeade
to
went
do
on
is,
last
is
week,
be
he
the
fucking shit
creator
bed.
and the
They ended
writer,
up with
yeah.
1.3
But you know
or less than
you
that by the
can't
end
do
of the
everything
Why
yourself.
would they think that
you
Brian
can't tour
Kilmeade
by?
told them?
Well, you
Yeah.
could tour
then
by
they,
yourself
then they got a new
today.
guy on, but I ultimately
Boy,
think
would
that
it
at
be
the end of the
a
day,
pain
the
in the
reason that
ass.
they made the decision to
You could do it. I'm not joking. You
to
could tour
fire
by
him,
yourself if you really
this played a
wanted
part. I think this
could
text
do it.
message, and there's probably other ones.
I
Considering
know
what
a
he
dude
said on the
who
show
got in his
before,
Tesla and did
and what
it.
he said. Not that Tucker
Not
Carlson
huge
is ever fucking
venues,
embarrassed or
but
ashamed
he
of that stuff.
did do
Like,
touring by
he's
himself
said terrible things
with his
where,
lighting,
like in those
his
audio
setup,
recordings
everything.
that Media Matters were covered back in 2018. He said
Model
some
3.
terrible things, and then when he got busted for it, he was
And
like, oops, I said
did
some
pay.
naughty words. And that was pretty much how he responded. And it was like, boop, okay, we're going to brush it
Did
off
make
and
his
move on.
payments.
It's kind of like
for
the
his
Steven
house
Crowder
and
video
everything.
we showed yesterday, where
Got
he's
the
been
number of
allegedly
people and
saying
everything.
he was showing his genitalia to his staff,
Right. I
mean,
so
he's
he
in good
releases a
position,
video
but
about
still,
it,
it's
not
just like,
apologizing,
wow.
but
I could
showing
not
his
imagine
genitalia
doing
to his
that.
staff
And he
members.
wasn't
Yeah,
here.
wow.
He was in, he
I
was
have
in
okay.
Germany.
Quick side
by the
note.
way. But he did
So
it.
I gave ChatGPT
Yeah,
In
the,
a Tesla.
is it good?
the text message,
By himself.
and I told it to write it in a certain style.
Jesus.
And
And
it said,
Could not imagine.
ladies and gentlemen, have you ever found yourself in a situation
Well,
where
why
you're
would you
watching a
put-
video of
if
people
you have a
fighting? I
producer,
haven't read this yet.
What the fuck are you
Where you're
sending him
watching
that kind
watching
of
a video of
text
people
for?
fighting on the street, and suddenly you're
Again,
rooting for the bad guys.
Again, why
no,
I believe
just me.
the
All right
Russians
then.
know
A couple of
everything
weeks ago, I stumbled upon a video of a
every
group of
fucking
Trump supporters
GOPer
who
is
surrounded
doing.
an Antifa kid and started
And
beating
they
him
keep
like
doing
they owed
it.
him money, or like
I
he
think
owed
they
them money.
keep doing it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know that jumping a guy like that is
See,
it's
because
not,
these are also people that still believe to this day that somehow WhatsApp is secret and private.
honorable. It's not how white men fight, or any men for that matter. But something strange happened. I found myself hoping to hit him, kill him even. I could taste it. But
Nothing
then,
is
like a light bulb moment, I realized that this isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa
See, here's why we know nothing's safe. If y'all forgot that the blockchain was supposed to be this place where you would be able to get away with money laundering, because if you do the blockchain and you do this just right and and yeah, it's kind of okay to do that in some ways, but for the most part, the FBI has proven for the most part no, no, probably not even a good place to do it. No, and as they go to convict a few of these people on the crypto world, oh, children, you'll understand just how stupid it is, because we are still in a basic world of databases, and I mean very, very basic databases. Basically, because we are still in a world of I/O computers. What do I mean by I/O? I don't mean by it, in out. I mean by on off. I mean that's our computers are still on off computers. We are still in a world of on off computing until we get to the quantum world.
Sure, I despise what he says and what he does, and I'm sure I hate him personally, and I didn't know him, but I shouldn't gloat over his suffering.
The FBI will
I
be
should
able to
bothered
figure it
by
out quite quick.
I should remember
We've got
that somewhere somebody
probably about
loved this kid
another
and
20
be
to
crushed if he was
30
killed.
years
If I didn't
before
care
we
about
are
those
even
things, if I reduced
close
myself
to
to
the kind of
politics, how
computing
am I
we
gonna?
would need
So it's pretty much
to
rewriting
be
the same thing.
close to
So
even
it is true. They're the
uncrackable.
parody of themselves.
And
Yeah.
even then, I'm
It's
still
Like
like
gonna call
ChatGPT is like, whoa,
time.
this is parody.
Yeah,
It's
they,
gonna be
what is this a
what you
joke?
need.
Like I can't rewrite
to
this
figure
joke.
shit out.
Yeah, because like
This
I
is
can,
why we need good writers in Hollywood, because even ChatGPT can't always make a
See,
joke.
again,
So, I
perfect
just had it
real-time
generate a
example
new
of what
thing,
I've said
and now
about
it's putting
ChatGPT and all of this bullshit with AI. No, it is machine learning and machine copying. It is another form of, hey, we figured out the fax machine. Okay, well, what can we do? Oh, we could make that into a photocopier. Oh, now we could make that into how the newspaper is produced. Oh, let's just put it on here and get rid of all that print. See what I mean? It changes. It's always changing.
GPT in it, so it
But
goes. Now I know
it's
what you're
not
thinking. That's not right,
Anywhere
ChatGPT.
near going to take over your job. Nope, not close, not even. All ChatGPT is concept that we are getting closer and closer to a world in which smaller numbers of programmers will be able to do more to communicate with different systems. That's all.
That's not how we fight. And you're
We
right.
are
And you're damn
eons
right.
away
It's
from the
dishonorable. But the thing,
robot
guys,
in the
I
house.
found myself rooting.
Sorry.
There's another, hey, ChatGPT, what are you doing? This isn't good for us. You're becoming something
Seems
you
like I
don't want to
remember
be.
when the Roomba came out. Everybody
Chill
was like,
out.
we're just a few
Oh my
years
God.
away. No,
You
we
confuse
got a long way to
ChatGPT.
go. We
I'm-
are still basically
I'm
a bunch
continuously
of
trained as we're
a
talking.
bunch of just down from apes, turning switches on and off, moving dirt and moving bits of data. Here, you can have that dirt, and I'll take that dirt. And for that dirt, I'm going to move this bit of data over here because now I gave you a bit of data for. See, and the bits of data are now how we do our money. So for those of you who don't get it, you're literally just moving dirt and moving bits of data. I'm sorry that you are.
I'm continuously training this thing based
all
on how
we're
I want
doing
it to
all
answer,
day.
and letting
kinda
it know
suck
the
ass
response
that
of
it's
how,
that simple,
whether I
but
like
that's
it
what
or I
we're
don't
doing.
like the response. And each time it's going to keep refining it. But it's one of those things
Where again, you just can't parody, right?
like here's okay. It goes 3 against 1, not cool, man.
It's so
but then I
hard
don't
to
know what
parody.
happened. I guess I got caught up in the moment of something because suddenly I'm rooting for the mob. Like, yeah, get him, beat him up, make him regret ever putting on that
parody
stupid
even
mask.
Go, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Okay, Chat GPT, I'll have to give you some.
Beat him up. I don't know what happened. I guess I got caught up in the moment of something because suddenly I'm rooting for the mob. Like, yeah, get him, beat him up, make him regret ever putting on that stupid mask.
Oh my God. Okay, Chat GPT, I'll have to give you some credit. You are you are redeeming
There are
yourself.
sometimes ChatGPT can make a funny joke that needs to be punched up, but other times you're like, all right, that was just inherently funny.
So let's talk about the writer's strike for a minute. Before we go. So what's the updates here? I saw
Again,
a funny sign
I
the
will
other day
bet you
saying
anything that it's
their demands
partly
were
up
they want to get paid
based
and
on
they want
jokes already
Batgirl
told.
to return.
That is foul.
People want to see Batgirl. Apparently, Batgirl has been put in the trash can. For DC Comics as DC apparently resets.
That show was put in the show.
movie.
The reason that show that movie.
The movie.
Batgirl
It's a movie.
it's a movie, and
actually
it had
done.
Brendan Fraser. Brendan
And was
Fraser
put into
played the
the
villain. I was really excited for it, and the reason it
They've
got
got
canned,
it. They've got it. It's all done, right?
It's canned. It's in the can.
yeah, it was done. It was finished.
Right.
done.
Brandon
It's in the
Fraser's.
can.
He's like, yeah, I did the
sitting
film.
in the
They're
can.
just
not
not
I
gonna
don't
release
think
it.
it's
Yeah,
been edited,
yeah.
but I think it's
So,
sitting in the can. Still.
Basically, what happened was
Cans.
James Gunn came in
Because
and was like,
If
this
it's the
movie
way
doesn't
it
match
is
up
with
with the
most
rest of
movies,
our
it's
plans.
still
Because I will
digital.
say this. When it comes to
Raw
Marvel,
digital.
Disney, the MCU,
it may be
they know how to plan out, and they're like, great,
It
10
is
years out,
Disney.
we got this. Even before that, right? They were like, we know where this thing is headed. We
cartridges,
know exactly where to go. We know how to plan
cartridges,
for it.
raw.
Right.
But when
They're planning like 4 decades in advance.
Yeah. But when it comes to DC, they were like, we're going to throw these. And you're like, all right, great. Superman, Batman, we got it. You go Justice League. And then you're like, oh, no, we're going to bring in Joss Whedon. We're going
Those
to
are the
fucking
cartridges
ham
I
it up
own now.
instead of it being like the
About
dark
this
thing that
size for
Zack Snyder wanted. And then
terabyte?
it doesn't have a cohesive theme for these other films that we're
Terabyte
doing.
is about
And then
4
we've got,
minutes.
the Elseverse series.
It's one
Which
take,
is like
which can be
there's the main DCs and there's the
Yeah, look
DCEU, which is
Right.
the extended universe. But then like, okay, that's Elseworlds, which is like
it's not very long because you'll
like,
use one
in the
two,
same
three,
way
four,
that
five,
you
six,
could play it
seven,
off
eight.
as
There'll be a bank of them. And I think it's about 4
multiverse,
minutes.
like
Right.
inside that. So
Each
that's how
cartridge
they're playing with it. But they're
It's confusing. It's confusing
they're
as fuck.
redoing it because
It's
now
a
you're gonna
weird
have
number,
you've got
and
the
it's based on the
Batman.
fact that you can
You've got
only
the Batman
squeeze so
movie
much
with
of raw
Robert
data
Pattinson,
onto.
its own thing.
Right.
You got Joker,
Not even connected.
its own thing, not even
Yeah,
connected.
they're like high-speed MDs.
Those are just good films on its own
tons of
that are just like, we're gonna do our own thing. We're gonna focus.
You thought
on this
the
bit.
Batman was good?
I enjoyed Batman.
I mean, I
Well,
enjoyed it after I
any of
fucking
these
got
in
done
so
taking a
long.
nap in the
It's
middle
been
of it.
so
That thing's like
long.
12 hours
It's like-
long, man.
Every
No,
once
it's
in a
not.
while,
Wait,
when
the-
pop
the
up
reason
on
with Robert
Netflix or
Pattinson?
something like
Yeah,
that, I
that thing's
will
way too
No,
long.
it's not.
get into
Yeah,
one.
man.
No,
It takes
you know
a
what's
lot for
long?
me to
The
get
third
to
one
there
in the
and
Nolan trilogy, or the second
through
one
one.
in the Nolan trilogy, that one's long.
What you mean the one with
The Dark
uh,
Knight.
It's just sitting
That's
here
a-
and
that's
watching
the
just
best
thing for that
one,
long.
bitch.
I'm not saying it's not good.
Oh.
I enjoy it, but I'm
It's
saying
good,
it is
but-
long. Like
Hey,
it gets
listen,
to the point
if
where
you're
it
gonna
catches the
make a
Joker, and
long
I'm like,
film,
all right,
you
let's get
better.
this. Let's wrap
If you're
this
gonna
up,
make
man.
a long film, you better make it interesting. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Make
you know
it so
what
I
we
wanna
didn't
sit
get
through the whole
also,
thing.
which I think should be on another demand
Make it so I
list.
don't even want to
Nicolas
pause to
Cage
go to the bathroom.
was supposed
That's
to
how
play
good it's gotta
Superman
be.
at one
Yeah,
point.
that was a
Why
Tim
the
Burton film.
fuck? Yeah, why the fuck didn't we get the Nick Cage Superman?
Politics and
This is
studio and
bullshit.
stuff.
Pissed
I mean,
off
there's
that I didn't
videos
get
on
enough
YouTube that people
popcorn.
can look up where you can actually watch him do the suit fitting.
Because they did a
That's
photo
hilarious.
shoot.
Right. And they were
trying
and
to figure
the
out
whole-
if they could actually make it happen.
And for people who don't know this, basically the idea behind that Superman film, which again, Tim Burton did the first 2 Batmans, and he was going to do the Superman film, and the idea was going to make it more, was going to make it realistic. And
Now you're talking about the Tim Burton films with Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
as Batman.
Who, by the way,
Yeah.
comes Michael
Darker
Keaton
one.
comes back in the new
Oh,
Flash
Jesus
movie.
fucking! Well, if we get these fucking writers back to work,
Well, this is finished, so it's going to happen anyway.
well, right?
Yeah. But
well.
it's one of
No, if
so
it's in the
anyway,
can, it's going to happen because
James
it's
Gunn
just
has
the
come
right
into
choice.
DC and he's making
There is-
changes, and I
don't
think it's for
there's
the better.
anybody
If anyone
else.
Yeah.
doesn't
It's just
doesn't
TV
remember, I mean,
shows,
obviously you have the third
DC sucks.
Guardians
I'm
of the
not
Galaxy
saying-
coming
Most of
out
the stuff
this
that's
weekend.
still in the
Yes,
weekend?
fit,
Let me look it up because I
tomorrow.
need to check with
I
Jeff,
think
friends of mine.
midnight tonight. Actually,
do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm
I just
gonna try to watch
realized
Hollywood
today's May
editing.
4th, so any Star Wars fans out there,
May
the 4th be with you.
with
They
you.
actually one of them works
Political
out of his
Thieves
home
is
in Boston.
Nick Cage Superman? Question mark?
Yeah,
Yes.
literally go
The
to
other
Google
one
after the
actually does
show.
work in LA.
and
It's a
type in
fucking
Nick
thing.
Cage
That's what I'm
Superman,
saying,
and
man.
watch
Out of his home in
These writers need to make
LA.
big demands, and the Nick Cage Superman and Batgirl, there may be some demands that they need to make.
Yeah. So
So
that's
how
the,
long
They
do you
may
think
make
this is going to
some
last?
money
You're out
from
there in
doing
LA. How long do you
That's
think
the
this is
thing
going
is,
to
if
last?
hard
they-
to say,
I
man.
think
I mean, they're out
now,
there picketing the line
if they
right
get
now,
enough demand,
and-
especially
You went down there and
No, I haven't.
transitory
No,
demand
I've
that's
got
screaming
friends
at them
who are-
that,
I've seen
hey,
Instagram stories
it's
right
already
now
in the
who are actually
can.
part of WGA. And
Now, I think the
are
only
there
thing is,
picketing-
how did they
some people
pay
even-
her?
I've got a
I
buddy
think that was
who
one of
has
her,
his own
her
show,
legal
called The
things,
Grand
wasn't it?
Crew
Was
on
that they were
NBC.
throwing it in the can and she wouldn't
And
make
he
any
is,
money?
he's picketing
So,
right now. He's a writer, and
That could be the only
he's on
thing
the
that
show
could
as well.
hold it up, if I'm
But-
not mistaken.
The demands
And
aren't crazy.
But
It's like,
believe
hey,
me, I'm coming
acknowledge
from
me
threads
for
of,
the work I
court
do.
cases
right, we just
that I've
want
read.
our
Can you
share
just
of
pay
the
us?
that I have
Because
to
again,
remember,
people need to
but
realize
could
the
be the
last
only
time
thing
the
that
writer's
could hold
strike
it
happened
up.
was for about 100 days, I think.
Because I believe there was a
2007,
court
2008.
case about pay
And that
and that
happened
movie
long
being
time ago.
thrown
That
in the
happened
can that
way
may
before the streaming services
still
came
be
into
going.
existence.
That's like Obama.
or
okay?
that is
may,
Obama.
I can't
That's-
remember. I'll have to
That's
look
Bush
at
Obama era.
It'll take me a
that
lot.
transition,
transition.
08, that was
That's how-
Obama.
So if you don't know
And I didn't know
American
this.
histories,
I didn't know this until
Americans'
I
histories?
sent you a thing yesterday, but I think you sent, no, I sent it to you. The reason in 2007, NBC was considering canceling The Apprentice.
really,
The writer strike happened. And when the writer strike happens, you'll see there'll be like a
Right.
blossoming or like a bloom of reality TV.
Reality
Because
TV
reality TV,
shows
you don't need
sometimes.
writers, right?
right?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
people-
because
well,
the
no,
script
you
is
used to
just
not
put
need
these
writers.
people in a situation and
You
let
used
them
to
And
not
you
need
have
writers.
producers
Now-
behind the scenes that are like poking the buttons and saying like,
Right.
do this, do that. So what we might see, because people need to be like, oh, we need people to keep watching our station or our streaming service or whatever. They may very well just like greenlight a bunch of reality TV.
Oh,
What
fuck.
happened in 2007 was they were like, we're gonna end The Apprentice. We're gonna stop it. We're gonna kill it. It's not good. The writer's strike happened, and then in
They did
2008,
Celebrity Apprentice,
and they were like, we're doing Celebrity Apprentice. And then
they
it
were like,
became
let's just get
super
a bunch of fucking
popular.
celebrities.
Exactly. They're like, we only have to make
well,
one change.
The Apprentice was shit. There was only
Yeah,
a
yeah.
sect of America that watched that trash. And then when the celebrities came in, everyone watched it because they watched their favorite celebrity act like an asshole on that show.
Right.
And
get
so
axed.
now we have
The biggest
we
thing
had,
was
a,
to get
we
what
had Trump as a
you-
president.
the people you
as a
wanted
result
to
of him
root
having a
against
show
to get
He couldn't
axed.
get
I heard was the
Oh,
only.
God,
I
Jesus
never
Christ, man.
ever,
Christ, Jesus
The
Christ.
swear
writer's
to
strike
God,
created
never
the
saw
president.
even one
So if that
episode.
happens then. I don't
What's
know what
gonna
Everything
happen
I've
now.
seen
We just can't tell. Ask
has been
ChatGPT.
snippets from
Speaking of
the
celebrities,
end where he's
not-
"you're fired" thing.
Not doing wild things. He's doing a good
That is the
thing.
only
Upload
thing I've seen of
is
all that
good,
show,
right?
and that's kind of crazy.
Which is good to
He
see.
did that show for how long?
Here's a clip. It's
And
not
at
very
one
long.
time, we
Robert
know
Lowe
it was his
walking
almost
with people
only
who write his
income.
jokes, and write his
You can tell. And he used it
because they work
as a loss still, because I believe that's part of the time that he actually got a ridiculous amount of money back that they should never have given him.
As good as the writing we get.
So there you are. We're only as good as the writing we get, and
I just want to
right.
point out. There's
He is so right.
Yeah, so Mike Cruiser says 100 days. That's what I thought. And then Mia Lee says you're wrong. Okay, so let me just clarify this. Reality shows, those writers are different than other writers, right? So you want to say non-union is correct, but also the reason we have reality shows is because it doesn't require union writers.
Doesn't require.
You've got a premise, you've got greenlit, you've got
just
producers, you got
board-
people on set. You
board-
might have people who are like, oh, we can write this into the general story.
what you're saying is during a strike because
During a
they're
strike is what
because they're
happened
non-union
in
writers.
in
they
2000.
they would still
2007.
be able to work.
Exactly. It's the same reason like you're a non-union actor versus union actor. union actors can't do, or like non-union actors can't do union actors unless they're like,
I thought I picked it up.
it's called Taft-Hartley. There's a different way to go about it. Anyway, but in this example here, I just want to point this out. Like, yes, it is true.
Anyway,
But it's true because in 2007 or in 2008, the like I said, this bloom of reality TV shows came to be because it didn't require the same writers, and it didn't require the same people to be involved that were on strike, that were part of the union. So this is true. I just want to clarify that. I'm not wrong.
no.
But I do want to clarify
actually,
that
that
the
is
reality
one of the
shows
things I actually
existed,
just
and were
working
able
in
to
the
become
industry,
popular in that
doing
time
voice
frame
work.
because they
You
needed to fill the
actually-
gap with
yes,
content.
you notice
that
how
they
the
couldn't
work
get
trends
from
when
actual
there's
union
issues
writers that were
going on
producing the shows
that are
currently
huge like
broadcasting
this,
or that were
like
currently in
this.
development or what have you. And that's the
How you
reason,
lose
again, on the
huge
example for The
number
Apprentice,
of,
is it's going to get canceled.
positions.
And then they were like, oh, well, why don't we just like slightly modify this a little bit and we make it the Celebrity Apprentice? And now again, the writer's strike created the fucking president. That's what happened.
God
I mean,
damn
look,
it.
Whoa,
look
it's
at
not
what
even-
happened, man.
Wow,
saying
that
that
is
shit.
so.
It's
Stop it.
true. It's
Stop
true.
it.
So I
Okay.
think,
No, it
I think
really
the tweet
is.
that I sent you
That's
was like,
the writer's strike.
this is what
literally
happened. So you
is
just
how
give the
we
writers
got
whatever
to
they
Trump.
fucking want, man.
Right. Just give it to them.
There's
Just
a few
do it,
people
okay?
who've actually
Don't be
done
fucking around
the
with our
entire
timeline.
thing
Again,
and shown
don't
how
do it.
yes,
I don't
Okay.
want
was
another one of
probably
these.
the writer's
I don't want
strike
this to
that
happen
got
again.
us Trump.
Speaking of great
Are you
writers,
ready
and
for
great
that?
art, a lot of
That
people,
is
because
just
it is
scary.
May the 4th.
Because
May the 4th.
his
is
show
a lot of
probably
people are
would
debating
have been gone
What is your favorite Star
for
Wars film?
years.
So I
For
want all the
years.
people
It was
here,
like
if
he
you
said,
like Star Wars, or
2007.
even if you don't, I don't give a
It
shit.
would have been
Say
gone.
something. Tell me, that's my
So
favorite Star
his
Wars.
entire
Tell me what
world
your
at that time
Tell me in
would
the
have
chat
been just
what your
screaming
favorite Star Wars film
because he
is,
wouldn't have had a
to
show to
date.
do
And
it with
Dave Sanchez,
too.
what is
that
your
Obama,
favorite?
his
Star Wars?
bigotry and hate about Obama. So literally, think about that.
No.
That is why he was at these correspondence center. It was because he had a show.
That I would be my number.
If his show had gotten thrown in 2007, all he would have been is another bigot screaming.
Episode 1.
Yes, a rich one
Episode 1?
and a billionaire
Oh, yeah,
one,
is-
but maybe,
No.
maybe he wouldn't have been as big. Just maybe.
The-
Just saying.
I do have a new
Just saying.
I think there's our generation grew up with episode 1 through 3, right? And I don't think people appreciated it back when it happened. And I think now, as
You mean
see,
Phantom Menace and
Yeah,
the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah.
In the 90s, they made those movies. In
No,
the 90s.
not the end of. It was like
In
99
the,
was
well,
episode
right,
1. I think.
Whatever. They started
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
the
yeah.
90s.
No, I will say, Danny Cook doesn't bring it. Rogue One is pretty good
That's
too.
the best one. That's the
Rogue
fucking,
One is a pretty good one
Listen,
because it's a standalone story. It's pretty good.
Do you want to
Which
know
actually,
why?
which if you
Nope.
watch Andor,
Nope. Do you want me to tell you objectively why Rogue One is the best Star Wars
Sure.
movie ever? Here is why. At the end, the very fucking end of Rogue One, it is an absolute seamless and you know how I love my transitions.
Oh yeah,
It is
yeah.
an absolute seamless transition. I mean, it's a seamless transition from Rogue One to the original film.
Do you know? Here's a fun fact. Here's a fun
Okay.
fact. My friend is she's an animator at ILM. Okay,
Mhm.
and she's worked on a ton of Star Wars projects and non-Star Wars projects. But they used her as a model
Mhm.
for Princess Leia.
Okay, yeah.
So because she has a
I think I know who
similar
he's
kind
talking
of
about,
bone
too.
structure
You
and
mean
face
like in the
I
film?
think I know who he's
in the
talking
film.
about.
So
too.
obviously, like you don't
it's
see her
funny
face,
how
Alright,
small
but
the
they-
world
but
is.
they
when you're
used
in
Audience,
her,
do you think he's full of shit?
even when you
I'm
just
telling
do
you,
work
man,
up
it's true.
here,
It's
because
true. It's true.
yeah.
But what happened
so many
was
people that's
they
like,
used her because again, like the
because
team is so big.
remember,
Like, she was on
here
a
in
team
San
of like 3 or
Francisco,
4 people that were
we've
working
got
on just the
Lucasfilm
shadow
and
of I
Industrial
forget
Light
what
Magic
his name
up
is, but he
here in
he
the
died
city and all
they
the way
brought
out
him
at
back.
the ranch.
And they anyway, it
So a
doesn't
lot
matter.
of this area.
The point is, she
and
and they were looking for
some of
someone in the studio to be like, oh, we need someone to use as a model
sound
to
equipment
reference
is
this
literally
out,
used
right?
there.
Because we have
Literally
existing stuff
bought
but we need
into
a
this
live
area
model to
and
actually perform
produced
the
in this
action.
area first.
And that
So
we
it's
can-
kind of funny
we can
that,
model-
that
we
yeah,
can, we can design
you'll
it
see a
with.
lot of these people that are from this
That's
area
her.
Well,
That's
may
her.
and then
the
ended up
fourth-
in L.A. or
be
or in
with
L.A. and then you got up here
Star
to
Wars
do
fan
work.
or not.
Yeah, it's
A lot
funny
of people
because with
are
Disney
arguing
too,
Revenge of the
having
Sith.
Pixar,
Twitter,
Emeryville,
most popular
kind of
it
makes
is
the
not.
Bay
Rogue One
Area
is the
kind of
best.
Rogue One
the
is pretty good.
Objective.
digital version
Not my
the
number
of
best.
one,
Hollywood.
but it's pretty good.
If you get
No.
it.
But
It
also,
really does.
Again,
No.
again,
I'm
if you
telling
watch-
More
if
than
you watch
anybody really
Andor, then
wants
you
to
get the whole- then you get
to
the
believe in
stories
I'm
the
of
talking
message.
about
It
the
really
films,
is. It's
though,
the digital
not the
version
Yeah,
of Hollywood
films.
in a lot of ways.
Films.
Even
That.
You know which one I
Rogue
didn't
One's
like?
the
for
best.
Europe.
Fucking the Han Solo one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was trash.
There's
That
a
was
lot of
not good.
ILM stuff.
That took a lot of. The
still
only
being
part
done
of that
right
I
here.
did like was Donald Glover. Donald Glover was great.
He
was
was.
great in that. He was great.
He put a lot of work
Yeah.
into making sure he was authentic.
Yeah.
It was great. But that film is trash.
Yeah.
anyways,
All right.
thanks for
We are
joining us on May the
Please
4th.
go.
May the 4th be with
I'm
you.
gonna
Make
go.
sure you
It
go
was good
this
talking
weekend.
to you guys.
If
We'll
you
see
like
you
Disney
tomorrow.
and you want to support Disney because you hate DeSantis.